Madhuri, we will be discussing today the management of the preeclampsia from the NICE guideline about hypertension in pregnancy. So, in the management of the preeclampsia, the first thing which needs to be discussed is about the assessing of the preeclampsia. Okay, when a patient with a preeclampsia comes, how would we assess her in a proper way so that we can do proper management? Okay, in the assessment, there are certain points which we need to discuss. Okay, this is basically the point 1.5 of the NICE guideline about hypertension in pregnancy. Okay, so what are those important points? The first thing is about the assessment to be done by the trained healthcare care professional. Assessment of the woman with preeclampsia should be performed by a healthcare professional trained in the management of hypertensive disorder of the pregnancy. So the first point that I'm going to write is about the trained healthcare professionals. Okay, that is what I have written. Okay, the first point 1.5.1. You can open the guideline and see at the same time so that you can memorize it. Okay, the second important point is that carry out a full clinical assessment. So clinical assessment I'm going to write at each antenatal appointment for women with preeclampsia and offer admission to the hospital for surveillance and any intervention needed if there are concern for the well-being of the woman or the baby. Okay, so woman needs admission, okay, and intervention when there are concerns. Okay, and in the next slide I will tell you what are those concerns. Okay, there are certain concerns which needs intervention. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you what are those concerns. First of all, the first concern is about the blood pressure. Okay, if the blood pressure is sustained there's sustained systolic blood pressure of 160 millimeter of mercury or higher, okay, then definitely we have certain concern and she may need intervention. Secondly, any maternal biochemical or hematological investigation that cause concern. Okay, biochemical or hematological changes that cause concern, for example a new patient and a new and persistent rise in creatinine level. Okay, when creatinine rises above 90 micromole per liter or above 1 milligram per 100 ml or more. Secondly, there is a rise in ALT 70 international unit per liter, and there is fall in the platelets count under 150,000 per microliter. Okay, another important concern is about the signs of impending eclampsia. Okay, signs of impending eclampsia. Okay, and the fourth important point is, okay, when there is pulmonary edema, impending pulmonary edema and impending pre-eclampsia. Okay, so if we have any of these signs or then any of these concern, and another important point is about fetal compromise. Okay, impending preeclampsia, impending pulmonary edema, fetal compromise, or any clinical concern. Okay, any other clinical sign that cause concern, so we have to go for intervention. Okay, now there are few things which I'm going to tell you. Those are about the risk prediction models. Okay, basically we have two type of risk prediction model. Okay, risk prediction and models. Okay, we have full Pyers and PrEP-S validated risk assessment model to help to guide the decision about the most appropriate place of the care, such as need for in utero transfer. Okay, full Pyers is used at any time of the pregnancy. Okay, and PrEP-S is intended for use only up to 34 weeks of pregnancy. Okay, and both full Pyers and PrEP-S model do not predict outcome for the babies. Okay, full Pyers anytime and PrEP-S before 32 weeks, but both of these do not predict outcome of the baby. Do not predict outcome of the baby. Do not predict baby outcome. So that's what I have written. Okay, so we have to memorize. When using a risk prediction model, we have to take into account the full buyers and preppers. Okay, so that is what is written in the NICE guideline. Assessing the preeclampsia, assessment of the woman with preeclampsia should be performed by trained healthcare professional who are trained in the management of the hypertensive disorder. Secondly, carry out the clinical assessment at each antenatal appointment for women with preeclampsia and offer admission to the hospital for surveillance and intervention needed. If they are concerned of the well-being of the woman or baby, concern include any of the following: sustained systolic blood pressure of 160 millimeter of mercury or higher, or any biochemical or hematological investigation that cause concern. For example, a new and persistent rise in creatinine 90 micromole per liter or more, rise in ALT or 70 international unit per liter, and fall in the platelet count 150,000 per microliter. Okay, and other concerns include impending eclampsia, impending pulmonary edema, preeclampsia, fetal compromise, any other clinical signs that of concern. And we have to use the PrEP-S or full PAIR validated prediction models. Full PAIRs any time of the pregnancy, and PrEP-S is intended for use up to 34 weeks. Okay, and both of these do not predict the outcome of the baby.